From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Morning Edition.
The prosecution, in many regards, has a very strong case. That video footage is just so powerful.
Well, in just about 2 hours, all eyes will be on a hearing in the case against Nima Momeni. This morning, we dive into why legal experts say the prosecution has the upper hand in this case.
Yeah, plus, Justin, also happening today, former Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes reports to prison what her new lifestyle will look like.
The guy just used a knife to stab to the lady.
A horrific story here. A Bay Area bakery, now a crime scene. What we are learning about the victim of a violent stabbing. And that marine layer is holding on strong this morning. We'll see sunnier skies into the afternoon. Temperatures still below average. I'll let you know when that's going to change. Coming up in your first alert forecast.
And we continue to follow breaking news on our freeways this morning in the South Bay. If you're getting ready to make that ride along San Jose, lanes are still blocked on parts of 87. This following a shooting and investigation. So let's start off with that right now and get a live look at Highway 87 this morning in San Jose, where you can see officers are still on scene there. This is northbound 87, right around that 280 connector. They are investigating a fatal shooting that happened at around midnight. Now, officers say there are 2 victims. One has passed away. One lane of northbound Highway 87 is still completely shut down while the investigation continues. We still have no word on a suspect at this point. We've reached out to police hoping to get more information, but you can see in that live look there is still quite a bit going on. They have areas off to the freeway completely coned off and blocked off there, and still a lot of police presence. So traffic traveling through there is pretty slow as a result. And now that we're well into that 7 o'clock hour, we're now seeing more and more cars on the roadway. So as far as your morning commute goes, because of this breaking news, because of the situation, northbound 87 is really starting to back up. At last check, it was all the way back to Kirtner, if not a bit beyond that at this point. And 101 being a good alternate to Guadalupe Parkway, we're seeing a lot of brake lights now on northbound 101. Lanes are open there, so you could consider using that instead of 87. No word yet if they'll block more lanes or just keep that right lane closed. 85 also busy as well. If you're coming out of South San Jose, you could potentially use 85 and connect you over towards 280, but certainly seeing a lot of brake lights and issues because of that trouble spot along Guadalupe Parkway. 23 minutes, that's your travel time from 85 over towards 101. And you can see now in our travel times here in the South Bay, most of our South Bay freeways are starting to fill those busy conditions and that extra volume as you head through there. So definitely keep that in mind. We will keep you updated on this trouble spot along 87 throughout the morning. Amanda.
Start to the morning for a lot of drivers out there. So before we get to your top stories, though, let's take a live look outside for you. We are looking out over at Oakland and San Francisco. We're seeing a lot of fog and clouds also to start your day. It could impact your drive as well. So let's get a check on our weather now. First alert meteorologist Jessica Birch, you've been letting us know that it's coming in all morning long.
Yeah, you know, and it's still rolling its way in. There's some trouble spots, especially those low-lying intersections where fog's more likely to actually occur. Santa Rosa has low visibility this morning. We're going to head into that in just a second, but let's start off with a live look outside right now. This is a live look at the Golden Gate Bridge. Weak winds, if you look just to the right of your screen, that American flag not really waving in the wind right now. Here's what we're looking at for current temperatures. Upper 50s just near Concord. Very similar trend all the way over into Oakland. A lot cooler for our friends just near Santa Rosa. You're about to be my number one point actually in the next couple minutes. Take a look at this. San Francisco alone only in the upper 50s, lower 60s this afternoon. Mild temperatures as we head into our daytime highs. We're about 5 to 10 degrees below average. Visibility is stubborn up near Santa Rosa and even near Novato as this marine layer still fills its way in and slowly pulls its way back. We'll see sunnier skies into the afternoon hours today. It still kind of stays strong just along that coastline, but that allows for temperatures to stay cool not only near San Francisco but Santa Rosa too. Up in the North Bay today, we're only topping off in the low 60s near Santa Rosa. Partly cloudy skies into the evening hours tonight. Taking a look at the rest of the Bay Area, we'll see sunnier conditions off in those east inland hills. I have more on this late week warm up coming up right around the corner because Antioch, Brentwood, you guys over there are going to warm up a lot. We'll have more on that in a bit, but for now, over to you, Justin.
All right, Jess, thanks so much. Happening today, all eyes will be on the preliminary hearing scheduled this morning in the case against Nima Momeni. He's the man accused of fatally stabbing Cash App founder Bob Lee almost 2 months ago in San Francisco. The defense team may have to get pretty creative today when prosecutors lay out their case. This morning's hearing will determine whether there's enough evidence to take Momeni to trial for murder. We have been asking legal experts about this case, and they're telling us the prosecution has the upper hand. after Momeni encouraged his lawyer to fast-track the case. Legal experts also say it's possible we could see Momeni's attorney request him to waive time so she can further prepare.
It's not easy to prepare for something like this in that short of a period of time and do a real good, adequate defense. But the defendant doesn't want to sit in jail. He's freaking out, and he wants to hopefully be exonerated right away, and so he's panicking.
Momeni is being held without bail. Prosecutors say the stabbing may have stemmed from a personal dispute over Momeni's sister. There is plenty of evidence for this case to go to trial, according to legal experts. But before we even get there, they say that we should expect a lot of pretrial motions. Our Lauren Toms will be in the courtroom this morning at 9, watching to see how all of this unfolds. Jocelyn.
All right, Justin, well, the day has come for disgraced Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes to begin her more than 11-year fraud and conspiracy sentence. She's expected to report to a federal women's prison in Bryan, Texas today. That's not too far from her hometown of Houston. It comes more than a year after her high-profile trial took place, which was followed by months of legal delays. We're getting a glimpse as to what her day-to-day life will look like inside. It starts with a 6 a.m. wake-up call. She'll have to make her bed and tidy her room up before breakfast. The former billionaire will also be expected to hold down a prison job. By the way, the pay for that is anywhere from 12 to 40 cents an hour. And ironically, the prison does offer business classes. Holmes has to report to prison today no later than 12 p.m. After heading a now failed blood testing startup, the Theranos founder will be trading her signature black turtlenecks for khaki prison garb. Amanda.
All right, it's going to be a big change for her. To San Francisco now, where a popular Chinatown bakery known for its egg custard tarts, mooncakes, and comfort food suddenly turned to complete chaos when a man walked in and began stabbing an employee in the back over and over. Betty Yu spoke with a longtime customer who was just pouring himself a cup of coffee when he suddenly found himself in the middle of a crime scene yesterday.
I spoke with the owner of AA Bakery and Cafe, and he says in his 23 years of running this place, nothing like this has ever happened. The victim was rushed to Zuckerberg SF General with life-threatening injuries.
Police crime tape roped off a popular Chinatown bakery Monday morning, moments after a man stabbed the AA Bakery worker, said to be in her 50s, multiple times. Longtime customer Ding Lee was about to prepare his own cup of coffee when he heard screaming.
The lady screaming over behind the counter, and then I snapped my head, go look at, wow, the guy just used the knife to stab to the lady, just like pumping something on her shoulder or chest, I don't know, on her shoulder or back.
The owner, who was upstairs at the time, told me the woman had just started the job a few days ago.
And then I warned my friend, hey, get out here. That guy's trying to kill somebody. And then immediately the lady ran through in front of me. I just stepped back, and she just lay down in front of me and facing to the ceiling.
Ding called 911. He said the suspect was in no rush to flee the scene.
That guy looks crazy. He's got a mental problem. From very beginning until the end, until he dropped the knife, until the police officer caught him, he never said a word.
Ding and the owner kept their eye on the suspect as he made his way outside until police arrived. He said the suspect held on to the weapon. A knife could later be seen on the sidewalk near the bakery.
He just so quiet and just stay there. The action, so, you immediately feel he's not a normal person.
The owner told me he has never seen the suspect in and around AA Bakery.
So the bakery owner tells us he does have surveillance footage of this attack, which he has turned over to investigators. Let's look at our top stories now. Today, Congress returns to Washington, and the first item on the agenda, passing the deal struck between the White House and House Republicans to raise the nation's borrowing limit. That agreement includes temporary work requirements for some local safety nets like food stamps and claws back some funding for the IRS and unspent COVID funds. A House vote is expected tomorrow. It needs bipartisan agreement to pass, and the White House has already called more than 60 House Democrats to try and get them on board. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis looks to kick his presidential campaign into high gear, starting in Iowa today, selling himself as the most formidable Republican challenger to take on former President Trump. DeSantis will visit 12 cities in 3 states this week, starting at a Des Moines megachurch. This all comes after he formally announced his campaign launch in a glitch-filled chat with Elon Musk on Twitter last week. Let's look at your top stories. Jocelyn.
Well, Amanda, it has been a long